All right, I'm gonna record right now. It's recording.
Let me see, is there a way for me to share it without being full screen? I'm just gonna do it this way.
You got to get two monitors. That's the magic.
I know. Okay, I have the script up. I wasn't able to memorize it just yet. Okay. So, hi Dennis, how are you? It's good to see you.
To see you.
So, I'm glad we were able to get back together. Today is actually going to be focused on financial education. So, if you look at money, it's kind of like a game, right? So, Monopoly is one of those games where it's important where you understand the rules, right?
Hmm.
So, today we're going to learn about some rules of the money game. So, if you see value in what you're hearing, we can gather some information to see what we have to work with currently, but more importantly, learn what your goals are. Then we can hop with my trainer and then we can do some homework and customize a plan that will help reach those goals. So, we can schedule a time to get back together for about 20 minutes and share the plan with you. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go over two concepts of money and three enemies to money. So the first concept is the rule of 72. We touched on this last time, but let's look at why it's important. So the rule of 72 refers to compound interest. You can take any interest rate and divide it by 72, depending upon where you're putting your money. And this will tell you the number of years it takes to double your money. So the people who understand what I'm about to go over here and or go over here end up paying interest. The people who don't understand, no, sorry, the people who do understand end up earning interest, and the people who don't end up paying interest. So let's look over here. So we have the 6% column, right? And let's say someone that's about 29 years old has 10K and they want to put it away somewhere that earns them that 6% interest. So using the rule of 72, we can see that this savings will double every 12 years, right? So by the time the person is 65, they have about 80K to try to retire on. So based on that, do you think 80K is enough to retire?
No way.
Absolutely not. So now if we look at this next column over here, this is the 8%. Um, and they're looking to grow this by age 65 as well. But if you look, it's twice as much. And what's the difference between the 6 and the 8%?
2%.
Absolutely. It's 2%. But look at how much of a difference it makes from just that 2%,
Wow.
right?
Doubles. Yeah.
It definitely doubles. So now, if you think about this as well, not only does this help with us earning interest, those on the that have like credit cards and stuff of that sort also end up paying interest. So their debt also increases.
Wow.
So if we can make money in a bank doubling every 72 years, which would you rather do? Have that 6 or that 8%?
Absolutely. Eight for sure.
8%, absolutely. So this is one of the common places people keep their money. Hold on, let me look. I'm going off of Stacy's script. So if I were to ask you on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you think you understand about how 401k works?
Well, probably like four, maybe.
Okay, that's probably better than how I was when I first started learning these concepts. Let's say you have 100K, and this is the second one. Let's say you have 100K. Oh, actually, no, it's not.
Oh, it wasn't in there, huh?
I guess not. Because this is the one you sent me.
Really? The one I have has it in there. Maybe it's outdated.
Yeah, it doesn't have it.
It's okay. You can just conceptualize it. I can just explain it. I pretend it's there.
Okay. So let's say you have 100K and you put it in a 401k or even IRA. Well, that money is tied to the stock market, right?
Hmm.
So the stock market is the gaining engine. There's three ways for this to play out. You can end up right where you started, or what we all want is it could double, triple, quadruple, and watch it grow. The last one is the red-headed stepchild. No one wants to talk about crashing, right? If we can get rid of one, we'd have to pick that one. So if I were to ask you what's more important to you now, maintaining and protecting your savings or growing it, where would you pick?
Growing it.
Absolutely. And I don't think that there is a wrong answer. It just depends on what season of life that you're in. So, and then I don't have that one either about the Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's just speak to it. Yeah.
okay. So there's a gentleman by the name of Warren Buffett. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's made over $100 billion. So I'm sure he knows a thing or two about money, right? So he has two golden rules when it comes to money. Rule number one is that you never lose money. And rule number two, and then you read it, is never forget rule number one. So keep it simple, right? But why does he say that? So let's backtrack a little and let's look at 2007. Everybody was happy. Things are going great. I think there's another slide for that one too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Things are going great. People had 100K in their 401ks. Well, in 2008, what happened? The big crash, right? People on average lost about 50% of their savings. And these people are like, I'm not greedy. I just want back what I had. But if you go from 100K to 50K, that's a 50% loss. But if you want to go from 50K to 100K, how much rate of return do you actually need?
Like 100, right?
Yeah. So it's not 50% anymore, it's 100. When was the last time you heard of anybody doubling their investment in the stock market consistently and legally?
Yeah, not many places, right?
Absolutely. Especially the last part, legally, right? It doesn't happen. But that's why it's important to understand how these things function and where we can move our money because there's tons of different vehicles out there and we just need to pick the right vehicle for our journey. So we have found that there are three enemies when it comes to money. I'm going to reverse order just to shake things up, okay? The
Okay.
first one is inflation, and that's a big word. Very simply put, it's what happens when the government prints more money and there's more abundance and the value is lost. So to prove a point, let's look at 1926 here. $1 was worth $1. Now, all the way up in 2022, almost 100 years later, the value has changed. Like, let's say, for example, I mean, an Apple pen's not worth $1, but like visualize that this is a pen.
Yeah.
So
Right.
let's say this pen, for example, cost $1. But in 2022, the same pen would cost 17 because of inflation. The pen didn't change. Nothing changed about the pen, but the dollar lost so much value that it now costs $17 to get this pen. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not paying $17 for a pen. We're
Right.
just going to put that away, but that's how inflation can work against us. Now, how can we make that work for us? Let's look at this dark blue line here that represents small stocks. If you had invested $1 in 1926 and let it ride, you see the value go up and down, right?
Yeah.
We have World War I, Great Depression, World War II, and then all the breakups of Taylor Swift. So now you can imagine if someone in your family planned for you and put $100 in the small market back in 1926. That would now be worth 4.9 million. How much would that change your family's life right now? So this is something we'll look at as a hedge against inflation.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Now, enemy number two is taxation. We touched on this a little bit, but let's look a little deeper. So the first column is tax me now. This is where you pay taxes on these small growths and savings accounts and CDs. You've got mutual funds, anything in money market accounts like EFTs or cryptocurrencies. Do you have anything held in these accounts right now?
Checking savings and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So this next column we have is tax me later. This is your 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, things like that. So this is where you're putting your money into an account to defer and pay taxes on later at the point of withdrawal, usually when you need it most and it's at its largest. Now, one thing I would like to ask is, do you think taxes will be going up or down in the future?
Oh, definitely up.
Absolutely. So when you're putting money in these areas, they're not bad vehicles, but you're kind of agreeing to pay a higher tax at the point when you really need the money. Not only are they going to tax you on that, they also tell you when you can take your money out and how much you can take. What I mean by that is there's this thing called a 59 and a half rule tied to accounts like this. So if you take your money out before the age 59 and a half, they're going to hit you with a 10% federal tax or federal penalty, a 2.5 state penalty, and the 20 to 40% income tax, depending on what bracket you're in. So you're paying a minimum of 32.5% on the money you take out. How much are you really left with after that?
Yeah, not a lot. Definitely not a, yeah, for sure not a lot.
Yeah, not much. So there's more tax law with these accounts. So let's say you make it past 59 and a half and even further without needing to take any of this money. Well, the government needs its tax revenue, right? So by the age of 73, if you aren't taking withdrawals, they will penalize you to get their cut anyway. This is called a required minimum distribution. So they tax you in every way possible. And again, it's not a bad vehicle, just sometimes it may not be the right vehicle for our journey. So do you have anything in the tax me later bucket at this time?
Yeah, I have like a old 401k from my old job.
Okay. So the last bucket that we have is tax me never or tax me advantage bucket. This includes things like 529 college savings, a Roth IRA, which does have a 59 and a half rule, but doesn't have the RMD rule, which is like the 73 rule.
Hmm.
And when properly structured and set up for you, you don't have to pay tax at the time of withdrawal because you're paying tax up front when the balances are the smallest. So you can make too much money to qualify for the Roth IRA, and they do limit you on how much you can contribute per year. That's where things like the LIRP come in, that you can also include living benefits that you can use while still living. You do have to qualify for this. Do you have anything currently in this bucket?
Uh, I no, I don't.
Okay, so let's also imagine this. So imagine you have a bag of apple seeds and would grow to $1 million orchard. Would you want to pay on the bag of apple seeds or would you want to pay on the $1 million orchard?
The apple seeds for sure.
The apple, yeah, that would definitely reduce the impact of the amount that you have to pay on taxes if you view it that way. So now, if I were to give you $1,000 today, where would you want to keep it? In the tax me now, tax me later, or tax me never bucket?
Probably never, right?
Yes. Wouldn't we all? So this education part is teaching people how to move their money to the bucket they want to be in and get them to a position they feel comfortable in. But those are our first two enemies of inflation and taxes. The last and biggest enemy, who do you think, or what do you think that is?
Um, Me?
Yeah. So it is you. So procrastination is the most expensive nation to live in, right?
Right.
So oftentimes we see people just decide to put it off and put it off. But the one thing I really commend you for is taking the time out of your day to really teach yourself about these things, to put yourself in a position where you can change the trajectory of yourself and your family. So that way you aren't a victim to the expensive nation of procrastination. So last time we talked, we looked briefly at the financial needs analysis and these 6 areas, which are right here. I just want you to kind of rank these from the most important to you to the least important in this season of life.
Yeah, I mean, proper protection's huge. Asset accumulation, um, cash flow, state preservation, probably um, emergency fund, and then maybe debt management will probably be my last one.
Okay, great. Definitely take note of that. Let's see here. So at this point, I'd like to move forward with that and take down some information and get a quick snapshot of what you've got going on. So this doesn't have to be exact, and we can have homework if needed later. This way I can have an accurate picture of a way we can help you out the most. Okay, so do you have any questions so far?
No, no. Curious to see what you got for me.
Okay. So let's see. So what I like to do is take some information and then put some ideas together for you. I will email me your homework, which is like certain information I might have missed, and then we'll go over a time to go over it, like the plan and the homework I also do. What do the next few days look like?
Um, can we do like Monday?
Okay, and then morning or evening?
Probably morning.
Okay, I have a 8 or 10 a.m.
Let's knock it out like 8.
8. Okay, and then I add that to my schedule, and then I think I have it. I haven't filled it out ever yet though. So let's do this. Let me see if I can. Hold on. So I definitely need to memorize it because I can't do reading off the script.
For what? The information gathering?
No, the KTP one.
Oh, the KTP one.
Mm-mm. I don't
Yeah,
like reading it off the script.
no, that's good. You're doing good.
You can tell my eyes though, huh?
Not too much. That's why like I said, get that second monitor.
Yeah.
And you literally just have the monitor with the presentation off to the side, but you all your notes are right in front of you. That'll help you a lot.
Oh, I figured it out. Okay. So this is where I say, so I'm gathering that information. So I don't need any proprietary information like your social security, but I do need your date of birth and I
Yep.
can work my way backwards, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is there a way to just type directly onto this without having to click each time? Here, let me take a share.
Talking about the PDF.
Yes, this one.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
do you click each time, like for this A thingy for text?
I just click and type. Yeah, and there's a form. What do you call it? Well, Ling has it, but I don't know if I she gave it to me. I can't remember, but it's a little different than this. So, but it's generally the same information. I, I don't care as long as you just gather it. You know what I mean? So the number one things you need is the birthday, their income, um, their debts, their insurance, and their assets. If
I
you
wonder
know
if
those, huh?
I wonder if I should just like airdrop it to my iPad and just do it on my iPad.
You could, yeah, and then save it as a PDF in its own folder. I always put it in like a like KTP one folder, and then I just name it by the client's name.
Let me practice gathering information because I know Stacy did that to me.
Yeah,
Oh man, I was nervous. I was like, I don't know what I'm saying. It was definitely a
you're,
good practice.
you're good. Yeah, like I said, you said everything accurately. I mean, it's a little. I know you. If that's from Stacy, that's probably from John, then, right? Or
Devin.
Devin. Yeah. So yeah, I noticed he tweaked things up a little bit compared to how I was trained how to do it, but I like it though. I like it. I might want to start changing it too. And I'll
Because I have marks too.
yeah, Marx is a little bit different, huh?
Yeah, marks is different the way it's worded. Um,
Yeah, because I use
control.
Marx. That's what he trained me on. So,
Yeah,
but I like Devon's too though.
yeah.
Kind of
That's what
you're
I
kind
think.
of yeah, you're pre-framing a lot, so you don't
Yeah,
I like that. So, anyways,
yeah,
are you gonna gather info right now too? Or
yeah. Okay.
let's do
Oh
it.
no. Hold on one second. I downloaded it, but I have a text box in it. I'll fix it later. Okay. So yeah, I need to work backwards. So what's your date of birth?
8/11/82.
And then Dennis, Pimentel. Okay, and then do you have what's your wife's name?
Joanne.
And then do you have any children?
Two,
Okay,
10-year-old and a 5-year-old, Aaron and Bradley.
okay, perfect. And then Nathan does ask for goals and dreams.
You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. So based off of what we discussed, what is the most important to you right now in terms of your goals?
Right now is just basically having a proper nest egg. So when I do retire, and being the sole income earner for the family, want to make sure I'm properly protected and I got things set up for my kids. But as far as like what I want to accomplish, we want to be able to continue to pay for the private school for them, eventually move out of this house and in our dream neighborhood. Um, yeah, I mean, have a family trip, so
Mhm. So
yeah.
what are you currently doing to achieve these goals?
I'm in sales right now, so basically the variable is me selling more, so I gotta sell more for sure, right? So there's no cap on what I can earn, so I gotta definitely hustle. So, but that's my goal, just kind of see what I can do to grind it out.
Okay. Let's see here. How much do you believe? So, should I ask this question? How much do you believe you can comfortably set aside each month to achieve these goals?
You can do that. I do that later at the very end.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Okay. And then you said you work in sales. Who's your employer?
Haibu,
Oh, wait, I don't really need this. Okay. Do you see yourself retiring there?
um, no, I mean it's a good job, but I definitely would like to be my own boss one day.
Okay, awesome. Have you ever sat down with like a financial professional?
Um, Years ago, but it's been a long time. I just might as well say no.
Okay. And then do you have an established monthly budget?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, uh, can you tell me about like your expenses? And this is can be like a summarization. It could be it's like your rent, groceries, utilities,
Yeah.
um,
Call it
self.
like 7,000 a month.
Okay, perfect. And then how about your annual salary?
About 150.
Okay, and then does Joanne have an annual salary as well?
No, she has income from her YouTube channel, but maybe like call it like 4 or 5 thousand a year.
Okay, and then you did say you're in sales. How much do you make in commission?
Well, that's variable, but I would just say like roughly about 150.
So is it 150 your salary and then 150 in commission?
No, 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 it's just like total. So I don't know what the breakdown is in commission.
Gotcha. Okay, let's see here. And then do you have any life insurance, life, health, disability?
Yeah, I have one. It was from like 10 years ago. It's like $1 million.
Mhm. Okay, and then do you know how much you pay in premiums a month?
Uh, like 2,000.
Awesome. And then is there any for Joanne as well, or is she on that?
She has a term policy. I think it's 750,000.
And do you know how much she pays in premium for that?
Or like $40 a month. But it has living benefits.
I know there's a way that you word that.
What?
Let me see if I have it typed up. You worded of you imagine yourself or imagine that you have a money machine that's
Hmm.
constantly printing out money, and what
Whenever
would you
you,
do?
yeah, whenever you and your family need it, right?
Hmm.
So just imagine, just imagine you are that money machine for you and your family, right? So you obviously would go through the ends of the earth to protect it. That's essentially what life insurance does for you and your family, right?
Hmm.
So we'll talk a little bit about insurance. So you just kind of hint at
Okay.
it.
I feel like I'm missing a part of this sheet. Oh, it's right here. Okay. And then how about debts? Do you have a mortgage, credit card, student loans, auto loan?
I have a mortgage. It's about 200, no, 198,000 left. I think. Yeah,
And then do you know the interest rate?
yeah, 2.99.
And then the monthly payment?
It's like 1,700.
Okay. And then let me see. So I would get the debt because I know we're running out of time. I would
Yeah.
get the debt.
No
Um,
credit cards. Yeah, no, I got no credit cards, no student loans, no car payments, no personal loans. That's all I have as my my mortgage. My credit cards, I pay them off as I go. So
and then you said it was debt, income.
insurance and then assets.
No, it's insurance.
Yeah,
Say it one more time. Debt, insurance,
in debt,
assets.
insurance, income, and assets, and then obviously birthday. So
So then I would ask you if you have anything in tax now, tax later, tax never.
yeah, so when you show them that sheet, right? Because I always have them. I share it on the screen so they can see it. Like, so you remember these tax buckets we were talking about? I just kind of want to see where your assets are allocated amongst the three tax buckets. So you said earlier you had you have checking and savings. So that's one of the reasons why you're asking that in the forefront, because you already know that they have checking savings or they have an old 401k. Like you said, oh, you said you had that old 401k with your work. You know how much that was? And then you had mentioned that you had a life insurance policy at $1 million. Is that permanent insurance? Does it have cash value? So then so all that stuff. And then
Do
as you gather
you,
that, yeah, I'm sorry.
and no, you're good. And then do you calculate the insurable need with them now?
No, probably would do that later. I mean, you could, depending on you can fill it out, but when you're going over the concepts, because remember the next meeting is when you go over the concepts again about the penny doubling and the high cost of waiting, and then also understanding like insurance and stuff. And then that's when you say like this is your tax, you're based on the information I gathered, this is your insurable need, right? And then you do the whole thing with the house. I'm sorry, with the dime method and stuff. Yeah. And then from there, once you do that, just be like, now I'm gonna go back and do some more homework based on the concepts that we just discussed. Now we can get their cookie jar. Like, so imagine there's a cookie jar, and every single month you can put money in that's going to pay for those those main important things that we're talking about, insurance, your children, all that stuff. What could you comfortably set aside, you know
Yeah, I definitely got to practice. I think this is a good practice though, so I kind of have a better idea of what I'm doing. Um, but yeah, I definitely want to memorize it. So what would you recommend for me to memorize Devon's or Mark's?
um I mean, the end game is the same, right?
Yeah,
So it really comes down to what you feel more comfortable with.
okay.
Like Marx's, I think, is more basic, so it's
Yeah.
easier to memorize the template of it. And then as you get more seasoned in the business, you can start seeing why Devin implemented certain things.
Mhm.
And then maybe, but start with the easier, more
Okay.
digestible one. That's what I would say.
Mhm.
Okay. And then like I said, as you get more appointments, you start seeing like, oh yeah, I see why Devin put that in there. And it also has to fit your style too, right? So
Okay.
cool.
I agree. I agree. Okay.
A
I
great
don't think
job,
there's
though.
anything else. that I want to go over.
Yeah,
But
great job. I'll resend you my PowerPoint on that so you have those two slides in there. The one thing
okay.
I realized I didn't have in there, and I'm looking at it right now, is the the three things that could happen to your money. Is
Hmm.
it either go up, stay plateau, or go down. I got to put that back in there. So I'll send it over to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Well, let's take a little screenshot too. Wait 1 second.
Um,
Not quite ready yet. Are you ready? Cool. Got it. All right. Let me know if you need anything. You got any appointments lined up today or?
Nope, unfortunately not. But I am meeting up with um Ashley to like have catch up on life.
Okay.
Um, and then I'm gonna be on a Zoom to learn Korean. I am getting to know oh, I'm getting to know some people through like Bumble, not Biz but BFF too. So I'm just friendship farming like crazy. Like I'll book this weekend with stuff and then even getting booked next weekend. So just letting it compound.
Cool. Keep compound pounding, right? So,
Yeah.
all right. All right. I'll see you later. I'm gonna start. We gotta head out to meet Marie now. So
Oh, I didn't want to ask about that. So everything's in person, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
You
I
want
was
me to
like,
like
oh,
zoom you in or something?
yeah, I was literally thinking, I was like, I wonder if I can like sneak in, but via
I
Zoom.
I mean, technically you qualified, so I don't see why Marie wouldn't let you, but what do you call it? Look, I'll ask her when I get there.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know.
I'll just check in with you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye.